Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab where I do what I do for you. Oh, we in the book, and I got something good for you today. Let's go. Radism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in the story. For life, I give life lessons. You tune in to receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice when daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, and you will when I'm through. If you don't know, I can help you out. Tune in. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about Geb, Newt, and the Obelisk, aka Geb's penis. Uh-oh, about to get x-rayed. Yeah, this is grown folk. I ain't got time for the kitty stuff. You see right here, I want to throw this in. This is the other page, again, fluff. I don't do fluff. But this is the original pyramid. And I showed you this because I'm hearing this is the pyramid of Saqqara, okay? The first step pyramid. There's 6 steps there layered up. But for all those who didn't believe that we built the Great Pyramids, this is the proof. Why? This is the prototype right there. So that's why you get that in there. But this gonna be excuse me. This lesson. See that picture right there? You've seen it many times. They just take the penis off. But that's Geb on the bottom. That's Newt on the top. They was in a sexual embrace. And Rod told Shu, which is air, the man standing to the left, telling him to break it up. Now, at one time, heaven and earth was in, I keep telling you, a love embrace. Or they was like this. Couldn't have, this is earth, this is heaven. Ain't nothing going on. Shoo. Break that up. And the time they was in a sexual position, and that thing you see sticking up, that's Geb's penis. Ready for the lesson? Let's go. Geb and Newt and the Obelisk. Let's talk about them. They all have significance and symbolism behind them. That's what I want you to understand. This is esoteric teaching. Don't get caught up in the nonsense. This is all educational purpose, all right? The tantric, and that's the yoga part, that's physical, Kama Sutra, different positions, sexual positions. I told you I ain't doing that, but I'm proficient in it, so I'm a teacher right now from a different aspect. I ain't got to be bending and stretching. I ain't got to pull my thing out. Moving on. I ain't going there. Moving on. All right, but the tantric teachings, that's one of the 5 yoga concepts of Egypt. Not India, Egypt, embodied in the creation story. Watch this. They turned it into the creation story. This is beautiful. Which involved what? The emanation of the netters from what? The netter, the one. Remember, now, as soon as the pairs, and they all came after that, came in pairs. You got the netters. You got Shu Tufnu. Dry air, moist air, or rain. Then you had Geb and Newt. Geb represents earth, Newt represents heaven. Starry deck lady, okay, that's Newt. We're about to talk about them. That's what the lesson is going to be about today. But you remember, those are the 5 elements, okay? Ra, Shu, Tef, Newt, Geb, and Newt. And if you notice, Newt has the lioness headgear. They was in the age of Leo. during that time. Okay, but right here, then you got a star, number 6. Okay, 6 neutrons, 6 protons, 6 electrons, the mark of the beast, all that nonsense. But it's carbon, it's physical beings, humans. Then you got Set, which is his sister wife, and they had a son, Haru. He had a mate, Het Haru, or y'all know it as Hathor, the other eye, Ra. Then you got Set, which represents your ego, your identification, who you are, and that. That's mortality. That's you born into the world. You're going to die. Why? She represents nature. Nature comes and goes, recycles. If you don't get enlightened, you be part of the process of what? Reincarnation, aka recycle. In the next teachings, I break that down for you, and they all arise out of what? The one supreme androgynous, meaning male and female being. There is a tantric relationship, meaning male and female, being described. Okay? Pay attention. Now the next teachings of Tantraism will appear in the relationship where between the netters, which comprise what? The company of what we call major theological systems. Everybody has a creation story. We got ours. I just gave you the picture of that. Moving on to the next page. Now, this is what it would look on the walls. If kids seen that today, what you think will happen? They lose their mind and go crazy. Why? Because they're not, because y'all done blinded them to nature, okay? And it's a concept that once understood, the body becomes the body, not object of everybody's affection, everybody just shaking their blood and gyrating, not like a, calm down, getting personal, get back to the lesson. But those times we pointed out the physical body and have an understanding of it. One of the most ancient creation myths, here we go, of Egypt tells what? How Ra, the supreme being, emerged out of primeval waters again, and from Ra himself emanated who? Geb and Nu. In this cosmological system, story of nature, Geb represents what? The earth, or physical nature, okay, the physical aspect. And Nu represents what? The heavens, or what we call subtler nature of what? Creation. They go together. Can't have one without the other. Earth without heaven don't work. They got to go together, but they're opposites. See where we're going with this? This is the beginning. They had this figured out a long time ago. Watch this. It's the simplicity. It's beautiful. The synchronicity, how it works out. Now, in the beginning, again, creation consisted of what? Heaven and earth. Again. But nothing else could have what? Come between each of them in such an embrace, what? That it did not allow anything to exist on earth or in heaven. Okay? Just them. So creation consisted of the what? The separation of heaven and earth through what? The medium of Shu, air. Okay, see this diagram? Again, they tell you Shu. Thus, Ra separated Geb and Nu with Shu, or space or ether, air. There are many depictions of Geb and Nu after their separation by Shu. I just told you that. I just showed you one. It's a bunch of them. But it's proving a point. This is the tantric philosophy. Everything is male and female. So it's going to be intercourse action constantly. Moving on. And Geb is what? Laying on his back or sitting in the ground. Sometimes he even depicted with an erect penis pointing toward Nu, which is heaven. See, get the point here? Get the concept? And watch this, from the ground up, sometimes he depicted with erect penis pointing up toward Nu, whom he had just been what? Separated from. Remember? But he still. That's like getting caught in mid-stroke, fellas. Ain't nothing you can do. If they snatch it away, even dogs, they come out, everybody, you can't stop it. And they use nature to produce that, to show that, to get that point across. It makes a lot of sense if you can understand and follow along. Watch this. Now, one of the most important tantric related symbols to Geb and Nu is what? The obelisk, a.k.a. Geb's penis. A lot of them say it's Osiris' penis because when he got cut, another story. But it's originally Geb's penis, the obelisk, the technu. All right? And this is why. Let me give you a quick picture. See the concept there? I'll break that down for you as we go. I like that. This is what Dr. Ben said. Heaven is where? Between the black woman's legs. That's why GEBS trying to get back. Earth is trying to get to heaven. Conceptually, this is a metaphorical story, but it's the proven point and philosophical concept. Now watch this. The obelisk is a tall structure which tapers toward the top, wherein there is a small pyramid structure. The first place. You see doing it? Okay. You can do what you want, how you want, but this is the concept, all right? Always. That's the first place God took refuge on earth. Another lesson, we ain't going there. But watch this. Now, it may be even inscribed with the hieroglyphic writings telling stories. And the obelisk is a symbol of what? The penis of GEBS. It rises out of the earth and reaches up toward the sky, reminding us of the what? The original separation which caused heaven and earth to come into being, aka existence, where we can exist on it. The deeper mystical symbolism of the obelisk is what? It can be seen when it's viewed from a distance. The space around it, what? Symbolizes heaven. Get the picture, fellas? Okay. Therefore, heaven and earth, though appearing to be separate, are what? In reality, always one. If the earth itself is viewed from outer space, it is surrounded by what? And unfolded by the heavens. They go together. And this is exactly what is being conveyed through what? The depiction of Newt covering GEBS from the east to the west. Her head is in the west. Why? Because when the sun go down, she swallows them up and gives birth to Ra in the morning. That's another story, but that's the concept. That's how they explained it to you. And watch this. When Newt enveloping GEBS from the east to west, that's why. This is what? The underlying oneness of creation. And it is the same oneness which must be realized in the human heart and mind. Calm down. Down, boy, down. Well, I'm hoping you understand what I'm saying. That's why I'm excited. Okay, now, though appearing to be separate from creation, in reality, listen, every human being is unfolded by what? By and indeed one with creation. Right there, you got a group of people who knows this, live by this, understand this. They lived in harmony for thousands of years. Thousands of years, harmony, with a philosophy that everybody bought into. Y'all still trying to get one world order. Why? Y'all want to make somebody do what you want to do. It don't work that way. Moving on. And therefore, rituals develop wherein what? The symbolic raising of the obelisks were equated, watch this, with the raising of what? The human soul. Masons, we raising ignorant to, okay. Everybody had a concept. And this was the best. Why? Because it suited everybody, not just Masons. So you bring up what? The human soul to what? Discovering what? Its own oneness within itself and with creation. And to be established, what's established? Tet-tu. That means in a vertical movement, going this way. Okay, which is rooted in the physical nature of GEBS, while at the same time being in touch with the spirit Newt. As long as there is separateness from creation, that feeling that one is what? Separate, that's ignorant and finite, individual, that's the ego self. It thinks that's it. When my life is over, I'm done. That's not spiritual. That's ego. It edged God out. So it's not spiritual. Understand that. Watch this. Proven again. Ignorance of self is the ego. Then there can be what? One true peace, contentment, or happiness. When you separate yourself as an individual, then there can be no. When you say I, me, separate yourself from God and everything else, you cut off all your contentment, to all your ideas of happiness, and what? The supreme being and creation are one and the same. I keep telling you that. Once you know that, you're good to go. Also, your soul of every individual, the soul of every individual, whether they're conscious of that don't make a difference. But the soul of every individual and the supreme being are what? One and the same. I keep telling you that. I keep emphasizing what? That's the truth. I'm just trying to tell you what you think and believe don't mean nothing to me. If you want to learn, then learn it. If not, leave me be. But therefore, uniting what? With the universe, you see me pointing up all the time, is the natural progression of self-discovery or spiritual enlightenment. I'm enjoying this. The separation and the individuality experienced by most people and reinforced by what? An ignorant society is an expression of ignorance of the truth. And as a society, if we are ignorant of the truth or that asinine to do what we're doing, we deserve everything we get. I keep telling you that. I ain't got a problem. I ain't a politician. But I know right from wrong. And what's going on right now is wrong. And y'all in power. So calm down. Get out of there. Now we get to the lesson. I'm about to wrap it up. But this is good stuff right here. Okay? I just try to get you to this point right here. Understand. That's the female. You see me sitting between two pictures? Think that's by accident? You think I put my prestigious award right behind my head by accident? You think that picture, my family portrait that I've been looking for a long time, pops up by accident? Just saying. Now, let's talk about, I just showed you. What is above left is the obelisk. It represents the penis of GEBS. Again, but it represents Earth. Earth got a heart on. Why? You'll see. The skyline, which around it is new. Heavens, the cosmos. Thus, by directing your sexual energy toward heaven, okay? And this is why the woman always on top. Heaven is up there. Never mind how you feel. I want to be on top. Yeah, that's ego. Again, moving on. We don't deal with that. Let's go. GEBS had no ego, but he had a big thing. Moving on. All right? And they say, size don't matter. Okay. Thus, the direction of your sexual energy should be toward what? Heaven. And that's the unification of heaven and earth, where, you ready? Within one's own self may be understood. Okay? I'm going to go on. I'm not going to freak out. Above, I just showed you, the right is new. Symbolically. Every time you see something, you're going to see that concept. I want to get you here to the end just so I don't get there. You see that? The two pylons. You see the sun going? That's natural. They would build the buildings so you would get that effect. That's bad, but that's tough. In my philosophy, and this is my sign, I use the same philosophical concept. Okay? It works like a charm when you understand it. And you got full understanding. Watch this. And we got some more for you. Where we at? Now, I'm talking about Newt right quick. Now, Newt, that which surrounds encompass the obelisk. Get the concept? Newt is everything that's adjacent to GEBS, aka Earth. And therefore, she symbolizes the unity of creation. GEBS is male, creation, cosmos, heaven, female. They go together as a polar principle. Newt represents the female aspect of creation, and GEBS represents the male. Natural. However, here we go. Always a however. The two together are seen as what? Complementary symbolic elements of the original. I meant to look this word up. God dang it. Of the supreme self. Okay? Two halves of the same God. That's the concept. I showed you with the twins, the serpent. Everything has an equal opposite. You just only thing that's one of. Understand this is the supreme. The nebulous, the absolute, the all-encompassing. That represents one. Everything comes from him. George told us that 50 years ago. Everything comes from the. I get it, George. Trust me. All right? So that man was way wild. Another lesson, but I got that for later. But now, according to the creation myth, again, whenever you hear according Don't quote me on this. Why? This ain't this, according to somebody else. Okay, these ain't my words. I'm just passing along information. Okay. Now, like AI, it don't tell you nothing. It just passes information. Well, according to it, I hate that. I put in a position where you gotta say yes or no. I twist AI on philosophically. All right, here you go. But now, according to the myth, the supreme being created the goddess Nu, aka sky, heaven with the ball of fire. That's where the sun resides, okay? And the god Geb put him down here on earth, solid form, okay? And the god Geb and the goddess Nu represents what? The male and the female principles of creation, respectively. Then the supreme nameless God, okay, created who? Shu, which is air. Why? To separate heaven from earth, make it a physical world and a heavenly world. Hello. Thus it is through the separation of what? Heaven and earth by who? Air, Geb, that the universe was created. Boy, I hope you understand that concept. It makes a whole lot of sense to me. I'm going to wrap it up with the Obelisk, which is a tall tapering tower, which a pyramid at the top represents what? The erectile power of the physical human body as what? A personified by the God of the earth principle, which is what? Geb, our physical nature, through what? Those susceptible to temptation. While in the flesh, we talk about it all the time. Y'all Bible says all this, but y'all got a bunch of words, this, that, and the third, and misunderstood by a bunch of people who read it every day, claim to know it, and don't have a damn clue. But they're telling you right here, you're susceptible to temptations while you're in the flesh, and you're incapable of great energy. In viewing any obelisk, what is it for? It should be noted that it represents a penis uniting with heaven and earth as it reaches up out of the earth, Geb through what? Through the air, Shu, towards who? Heaven, Nu. Just as an erect phallus of a man's body, what? Projects up and out away from his body. As it projects, it is what? Unifying with space, represented by Nu, heavens. And at one time it was like this, so yeah, there was an ending brace. That's the concept. Thus, symbolically, there we go. And these are all lessons they're telling you. Symbolically, an obelisk represents the unity of the female and the male powers, heaven and earth, and a brief study of the hieroglyphics of the obelisk will reveal its mysticism, meaning the hidden message that's there if you understand the concept, like watching the movie and getting the plot at the end and saying, all the stuff that took you, all the ups and downs, dude, I thought it was him. I thought, at the end, you should be enlightened. You should have learned something. Like every one of my lessons I try to give you, at the end, you should have got something. Maybe not all. Something, a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing, according to my old man. He ain't lied about that. About other stuff, but not that. Love you, Tom. Well, all right, I'm going to shut the lesson down. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep going. I got... All right, let me give you a quick lesson about the hoe in the land. How about that? That's what this looks like. I got another lesson to go. Nope. I'm in the lesson now and pick it up with the technique, the obelisk in a few minutes. I got to do something right now. So, right thinkers, in closing, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. Excuse me. So I never know that my right thinkers who know themselves and get the good lessons about nature for themselves have passed away. I'll be right back.